Hi, it's Sarah with MyNaturalBabyBirth.com. Happy New Year. Hope you had a fantastic night last night and didn't stay up too late, but that's great. It's a new year, new you, new things. You can make new choices and decisions. So I wanted to ask you a question today. Have you noticed how the conversation around natural birth is churning up? You hear about it more and more in the news. There's some new headline or argument about somebody famous that just had their baby naturally, or some new study published that's controversial around epidurals, or it's churning up. It's churning up. It was like non-existent 20, 30 years ago, right? Because we are the lost generation of natural birthing mothers. Our mothers had no idea that, well, I wouldn't say no idea, but they were the generation that had epidurals 90% of the time. And so they didn't talk about it, but we're talking about it because this is how it's supposed to be, right? This is the divine way, the natural way of giving birth, and we are a generation that cares so much more about what's going into our bodies and what's happening, and our mothers and maybe even our grandmothers didn't. And that's okay, but it's like we're lost. Where do we go to figure out what we need to do? You know, how have you just noticed this, right? And then somebody spouts off a term online where you, like with water breaking, and you wonder, where did this come from? Is this important? Do I need to worry about this? Because the jargon and the conversation, it's not quite normal yet, but it's starting to become more natural. It's on the rise, which is great, because you're already in that conversation. You are already in that place, which is fantastic, right? Because you've made up your mind. You know exactly what you want. But the trouble is, it's still hard to find out everything you need to know. Your gynecologist or your obstetrician is not going to be fully supportive of that. They don't know everything. Maybe you don't have access to a midwife. Maybe you don't want to pay $3,000 for a doula in order to learn these things. Maybe going down to the local bookstore is not what is going to help you. I mean, I'll admit, raise my hand here, that when I was first pregnant, the first thing I did is I went and bought the pregnancy Bible, What to Expect When You're Expecting, and there is nothing in there about natural birth. Nothing. I read this thing cover to cover and was so disappointed. And then I found a few other things and thought I knew everything, but I didn't. It took me 3 tries to figure out all of the essential pieces of it, because on your own, it is so difficult to know, because like I said, we don't have mothers that can help us learn these things, and that's okay. That's okay, but you're still in the right place and you're still having the conversation. And because I'm proposing and know that you don't have to have a midwife or doula. You might, are you freaked out that I don't have any midwives in my area? I just have one hospital in my teeny tiny town, and there's 3 doctors that help all of us, and that's my only option. And I don't want you to think that just because you can't have a midwife or don't have the ability to hire a doula, that this is going to work for you, because it absolutely can. It absolutely can. You don't need a midwife or a doula. I have never had a birth with a midwife or doula myself, and I had 3 natural births. It is so possible. But I also don't want you to be complacent. There is moms out there that, oh yeah, natural birth is fantastic. It's what I want. It's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hope for the best and see how it goes. And they're still kind of ignorant about what they really need to do, and they're still setting themselves up for an experience that they aren't going to love, right? Because they believe, think of it like this, they're planting a seed they're planting a seed, which is, their baby growing, and once it sprouts, that's like birth, and they're gonna nourish that seed and give it love and hope and positive energy, which is great and important. I'm not dissing that. And it's gonna grow into a tree. Great. But isn't there a better way? That's what I used to think. Isn't there a better way of doing this? Isn't there a better way to figure all of this out? Why does this have to be so difficult? And there is. Think of it like, it's kind of like fertilizing that soil and that seed of your baby's birth and giving it more from the very beginning to help it grow far above and beyond if it never had that fertilizer at all. Think of how much of an advantage that, say it's a fruit tree, has because it was fertilized from the beginning versus the tree next to it that was planted and loved and had good hopes, but it didn't have all of the key things that could make it flourish the best. And it's growing, it's fine. But which would you rather have? I vote for the tree that has the nourishment from the start, because this isn't just about benefiting your positive self to get through a few hours or a few days of labor. That's so important, it is, but it's more than that. The benefit of nourishing that seed of your baby with the right ways, the right things, the right knowledge has so much more benefit for the rest of their life to fight illnesses and resist diseases, not just for them, but for the generations beyond them. Studies show that what happens within a generation of pregnant mothers, the physiological growth and adaptations of those babies are passed on to their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren, all because of what happened during pregnancy and birth. So it's not just about you getting through a few moments without any pain relief or without any drugs. It's about extending the benefits of livelihood beyond you, beyond your baby even. It's through the rest of their livelihood and their children and their grandchildren. So, but it's okay if you haven't done that yet. It is so okay. It's okay if it didn't work out previously, or maybe you didn't find the right help or resources you needed. It's okay. It's not your fault. We don't need to worry about that because you are here now and you are choosing to nourish and benefit yourself and your baby far beyond what you ever thought possible, because you're here and you're watching this, and you can have that satisfaction of nourishing your baby and their life right now. And it's so simple. It's so simple. And so I wanted to create something because you're already here. You're already in this conversation. You already know what's good for you and your baby. Our generation, we just have this innate feeling in our gut of, you know what? I want the best and the healthiest and the strongest body for me and my baby. Excuse me. Because we know about all the crap that happens in our food and in Western medicine that is harmful. Yes, so many things are a blessing. I'm not dissing everything, but there is a better way. Right? There is a better way. So, what if you had access to that better way? What if you had access to a complete system that ensured the nourishment of your baby, the seed, that ensured you had the right fertilizer with the right ingredients at the right time to ensure that you could have the pregnancy and the birth and the benefits beyond that at any time? I didn't have that, and I wanted it. So what I did is I created it. You can have that peaceful reassurance by simply accessing something that I call the Natural Birth Mom Study. Think of it like, oh, you know, in those big mansions in the old movies where, oh, I'm going to go off to the study and become so wise and knowledgeable. That's what this is. This is your complete resource library of everything you need to know from pregnancy, all the trimesters, getting ready for birth, giving birth, getting through labor and delivery, getting through your recovery and postpartum, and nourishing and breastfeeding that baby start to finish in this whole maternity cycle. What if you had access to a complete library like that where you could pick and choose exactly what you wanted, when you wanted it, when you needed it? No problem. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I can't access this course that so-and-so is selling. I can't attend this Bradley class because it's hundreds of miles away and it's cutting too close to my delivery time. And, you know, Sarah, I don't want to invest in this expensive course over here because it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars and I don't know if that's worth it. Why can't I just find everything on my own? Do you really want to spend all of that time finding it on your own? I didn't, and I tried, but it took me 3 births to figure it all out. And you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to go through 3 births and holding by the skin of your teeth with one essential each time and hoping and praying that it works when you can have all of the keys right now. So I created the Natural Birth Mom Study, and you can try it for a week for free, and then after that it's just $10 a month. That's it. There's no reason that you should not have access to everything that you need to know in order to have the birth that you want. Because wouldn't we all wish and hope and pray that these divine abilities that we have and are blessed with and are capable of, we just understood them all and knew about them all the time and things just clicked? Sure. But it takes time, it takes effort, it takes study, it takes some practice and some work, but it shouldn't be difficult to find. So you can go to mynaturalbabybirth.com/study, gain access right there, and then you will have everything that you will need from pregnancy to postpartum when you need it, and you can pick and choose what matters to you. Maybe something that I teach in my birthing course doesn't matter to you, and I don't want you to feel like anything is a waste of your time. You can go into your Natural Birth Mom Study, your full library of resources, and pick what you want to know and when, and know where you are based on your journey, what is most important during which trimester, when you should start worrying about certain things like exercise and what you should eat when. It's all there. It's all there. So now you have no excuse. But aren't you excited? It's something that you need to try. It's something you need to do because it is the fertilizer for your seed of your baby's birth right there. And it's only $10 a month. So I look forward to seeing you inside. It has lots of extra bonuses and goodies that I've supplied, as well as other live master classes like this one. And I look forward to seeing you there and hearing about your journey. Again, go to mynaturalbabybirth.com/study and you can gain access right there. Have a wonderful new year. I will talk to you later. Bye.